This is News with the Disney Dude. Please like this video, subscribe to my channel for more content, and please hit that thumbs up if you like the video. Before I start my my video for the news for Wednesday, I do want to apologize to everyone. I was wrong about the new rules for the Disney Springs um, the the new rules for the Disney Springs Resort going to resorts. I was wrong about that, so I do apologize. I know after I recorded that, some of you said that I got the information wrong, and I do thank you for correcting me because I was wrong. So again, I apologize for that false information. I understood. I thought that that's the way it was going to be. And it turned out it wasn't. So the person that corrected me, I thank you because I thought I had gotten it right, but I was wrong. So thank you for the person who corrected me. So, but now let's get on with the news for June 17th of 2026. Sassagoula Boat Dock on Disney Springs West Side refurbishment work is happening. The dock remains closed. For those that don't know, there was boat transportation between Disney Springs West Side to the other side of Disney Springs. The market, is it the marketplace? I think I off the top of my head I don't offhand remember. But it used to be you would board the boat on one end of Disney Springs, and you could ride that to the other side of Disney Springs, which was a great way to, save steps, save time. And then during the COVID-19 pandemic, this went away. It never returned. So hopefully, with this boat dock refurbishment happening, maybe we're gonna get that back. I hope so, because that would be great. Time's only gonna tell, but we'll just have to wait and see. But if I really hope it returns, I really do. That way, people can save some steps, and walking the whole length of Disney Springs is, it's not bad, obviously, but having that water taxi, that really helped. That really helped kind of cut down on the walking. So again, hopefully, sometime soon, the water taxi service will return. Demolition continues on remaining Tomorrowland 1994 tower at the Magic Kingdom. This is the very last, really kind of the last remnant of the 1994 refurb of Tomorrowland. Of course, Tomorrowland's going through a complete overhaul right now. Carousel of Progress is getting updated. Buzz Lightyear got updated. We have, we now have Tron, Light Cycle Run. So we have, we have a lot of new and updated things at Tomorrowland that are either here or coming. I can't believe that the Speedway is still there after all these years. But that's neither here nor there. But a major overhaul of Tomorrowland, I think, really is on the way. Because we now have an updated Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger spin. We're getting an update finally to Walt Disney's Carousel of Progress. They added Tron Light Cycle Run. So a lot of Tomorrowland is getting a makeover. That actually says a lot for stuff that's still there. I don't think I really find it hard that we're losing the People Mover. I think that would be around forever. But Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor, I think that's gonna go. I really think that's gonna go sooner or later. Now, when will that be? I don't know, but I think sooner or later we're gonna lose Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor. It's gonna happen. It's absolutely gonna happen. So that may be in the plans for this kind of Tomorrowland overhaul, but we really don't know anything. We're just speculating at this point. Joffrey's brings Toy Story 5 truck to Disney Springs, which I find it hilarious because the food trucks were closed and moved away. Now we're getting a Toy Story 5. I don't know if it's another food truck or if it's going to sell beverages or what, but I find it funny that the food trucks were all closed, and then they brought one back for Toy Story 5. So again, we don't know if they're going to sell anything out of the truck. We have no idea. Is it just there for a promotion, which I would kind of really find it hard to believe that, but but say it with me, kids. The tagline of the show, we'll just have to wait and see. Significant structural steelwork is possible for Walt Disney's Carousel of Progress. To really kind of overhaul this attraction, obviously there's going to be a lot of work. Everything is getting redone. The sets and the audio animatronics, and they're probably going to update, they're probably going to refurbish the actual spinning of the carousel from one scene to another. And then of course, obviously, the concrete outside of said attraction. So, probably going to be seeing a lot more permits being filed for Carousel of Progress in the coming days. Getting down to the wire to enjoy one last trip around Walt Disney's Carousel of Progress in this state until it reopens sometime next year. Updated and getting that new Walt Audio Animatronic. So, my plan is to ride that one more time. I really need to make a trip over to Magic Kingdom for that. So I can ride the Carousel of Progress one more time. I can't go on its last day because I'm blocked out. So I'll have to go earlier. I'll have to go early and say my goodbyes. So, but the necessary permits are being filed. Harryhausen's facade is taking shape, and entrance columns have been revealed at Monstropolis construction site at Disney's Hollywood Studios. This I actually saw firsthand. I was at Disney's Hollywood Studios today. So I got to see this firsthand. Things are starting to progress now. The Grand Arts Theater that held Muppet Vision is getting completely redone, which really hurts. Man, that really hurts my heart to say. But a lot more construction work is being done on Monstropolis. The thing I'm worried about though is, so from the parking lot, after you park at Disney's Hollywood Studios, you can see, well out into the park. You can see Galaxy's Edge. My fear is we're going to see the giant show building for the Monsters Inc. door coaster. I really hope we don't. I hope that Disney plants trees and such to hide the show building, because that would be bad. That would be bad. I also, after I finished up at Hollywood Studios, I went to Epcot for a quick bite to eat. And driving up and then and seeing that Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind show building from the parking lot is terrible. So I hope that they learned their lesson and hiding the show building. Hopefully that's what's going to happen with Monstropolis. They'll put trees or something to block that big show building, but again, time's only going to tell. But hopefully they've learned from their mistake. Thank God Bob Chapek is not head of this company anymore. So we're gonna start caring about sightlines again, which is fantastic. I really hope that that's the case with this Monsters Inc. Show building, this Monsters Inc. door coaster show building, because if not, you'd be able to see that from the parking lot. And I know a lot of people are going to be like, it doesn't matter. It absolutely does matter. It does matter. Sightlines absolutely matter. Okay? I will fight whoever wants to argue with me on that. I will fight. I will fight for that. Okay? Because that goes all the way back to Walt Disney. That goes all the way back to Walt Disney, and with sightlines and not being able to see certain things in different areas of the park. So I will always fight the fight. I will always fight for sightlines, okay? And for so if people come in and they're like, it doesn't matter, it's not important, it absolutely matters. It absolutely matters, okay? Sightlines absolutely matter. So if you want to come in and fight me on that, go right ahead, but I'm sorry. Sightlines absolutely do matter. They do matter. Signs begin alerting guests to permanent resort access changes at Disney Springs. So on my last, again, this is where I got things wrong on my last show. So again, I apologize for the misinformation. at least for right now, I thought that, we annual pass holders couldn't go to different resorts and walk around. I thought that that's what that change meant. And then, of course, someone on my last video corrected me. So again, I thank you for that, because I took that as, well, Disney doesn't want us to resort hop anymore. So again, I'm glad this is only at the Springs. Who knows if that's going to be rolled out everywhere cross property? Hopefully not, but one more shout out to the person that corrected me on my last video. Thank you very much for correcting me, because I was wrong. So thank you very much for correcting me. Fifth Magic Kingdom After Hours event is now sold out for June 22nd. So if you haven't gotten your tickets yet for these after hours events, I would hurry sooner rather than later, because they do tend to sell out. I don't know about Hollywood Studios or Epcot. Yeah, I mean, I could see that, but Hollywood Studios, I don't know. But Magic Kingdom, definitely Magic Kingdom always sells out. For the after hours, whether it's the regular after hours, whether it's the Halloween party or the Christmas party, no matter what, Magic Kingdom always sells out of events. So, but just keep checking online for other dates. Epcot's La Boutinerie chimney is now finished. Geese and maple leaf decorations have been added. I didn't get to see this. I wasn't at Epcot very long. I just ate dinner and then rode Spaceship Earth and came home, because I had to record the news, so I had to get home. So I didn't get to see this. Next time when I go to Epcot for the day, I'll have to keep my eyes open for this. But a lot of changes at La Boutinerie. Level 99 construction walls are down, and the signs are up at Disney Springs. So they are ready for this. They are ready for this to open. We actually now have an opening date. It is now it is going to open on Monday, June 29th. I would assume it's going to open for the day with the rest of Disney Springs, but I would check online just to make sure. Just to make sure. Again, I don't want to give you. I've already, did. Unfortunately, I did one false story. I don't want to do another one, so I would check online just to make sure that the hours are opening with Disney Springs, or maybe they're at different hours. I don't know. 6 Ravens signs are up at Disney Springs. So having, again, another Gideon's Bakehouse location, obviously is actually, obviously a very smart idea, because that one always gets mobbed. So I have yet to try a cookie from Gideon's Bakehouse, because the line is always so bad. So I have yet to try a cookie from that place. because the line is always so bad. So hopefully with this with this other location opening, it will kind of ease the line off a little bit. I hope that's the case. Disney Springs will permanently ban watercraft and bus access for non-resort guests beginning next week. So this is part of cracking down on the loopholes and everything. Just keep in mind though that this does not affect the why am I blanking on the name? The friendship boats. Just keep in mind that this is not affecting the friendship boats to Epcot or Disney's Hollywood Studios. This is just affecting the resorts. It's just affecting the resorts. So just keep that in mind. Going to the parks, there's no restrictions. There's no restrictions. All right. So there's your news for this Wednesday. I do want to touch upon something because someone got into a very heated argument with me on Mondays after I recorded the news on Monday. I've deleted the conversation because I hope that person is done. But I don't know if it was a he or a she, but they accused me of being very rude and nasty to the people that go to Disney, and I was very rude, a very rude and nasty person about Disney. I want to make something clear. Okay, when Disney does something right, I will praise them. Okay, I will praise them. I will absolutely, I will be the first to, jump on the bandwagon and say that they did something right. When they do something bad, or if they do something that's garbage, I'm going to tell you, okay? So if you don't like my opinion, that's okay. Okay? That's why we live in America. Okay? Everybody has an opinion. Okay? I'm not calling other people stupid. I'm not calling other people, I'm not calling them names. And for them to come after me and say, well, you're just a mean, nasty person and you attack Disney and blah, 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 blah. I'm sorry. Okay, I am sorry, but I have been coming to these theme parks since I was like 4 years old. Okay, I've been coming here since I was 4. Okay, I am not new to these theme parks. Okay, I have been coming to these theme parks for a very long time, and I know how things work. I know how things are supposed to work, and it really hurts my heart when Disney doesn't step up and do something correctly. All right, and I'm always going to call them out on it and say that that's stupid. Okay, so if you don't like my opinion, you could go watch another YouTube channel. Okay, so I'm sorry if you don't like my opinion, but that's the way it is. Okay, that's the way it is. I know I come across like a very negative person and I only complain about Disney and everything. That's not true. That is not true. I absolutely love this company. I love the Walt Disney Company. Okay, Walt Disney is my hero. And again, I've been coming to these theme parks ever since I was like 4 years old. So, I grew up in the 90s. I grew up when, cleanliness was absolutely a thing. Sightlines was absolutely a thing. Okay, cast members behave that were going above and beyond was absolutely a thing. Okay, so I'm always going to stand up for this company. Okay, and I will always, I'm always going to stand up for this company. Okay, so again, I know it all. It sounds like I'm complaining all the time, but I know how things are supposed to go. I know how things are supposed to go because I've been following this company since I was, a very young, a very, a very young boy. Okay, all right. So, I fell in love with this company. When I was, a very small kid. I fell in love with this company, and once I started learning more and more and more about Walt Disney and his life and his career and the making of his films and the making of the theme parks, the more the more respect I have for the man. Okay. So when, it really hurts when Disney comes out and says that we don't care about sight lines, we don't care about cleanliness, we don't care about, cast members behaving nicely. It really hurts my heart to hear that. And I'm going to call them out on it and say that they're stupid, okay? And they're dumb, all right? But, again, if you don't like my opinion, I'm sorry, but that's the way it is, okay? I'm just repeating back to Disney what I learned for so many years, okay? I don't want to yell at Disney, okay? That's the last thing I want to do is yell at Disney. But when they do something wrong and they have no intention of fixing it, then I have to yell and I have to complain, okay? So, I'm sorry that, I come off as a complainer, but, it's just because I love this company so much. I love the Walt Disney Company so much, and I really want them to succeed. I really want them to succeed in everything that they do. All right? So when they make bad mistakes, then I call them out on it because they need to be held accountable. They need to be held accountable for when they do stuff wrong. All right? So, I'm always going to, compliment them when they do something right. But if they do something wrong, I'm absolutely going to go after them. Absolutely. So, again, you can watch other YouTube channels that, that the people are all, they're always happy and nice and everything. So, but with my channel, I try to, when I give you the news, I try to, give it, I try to give a perspective from a fan who's been coming to these theme parks forever. All right. So again, I'm sorry if I offended you, but I'm just going after Disney because these are the qualities that make the theme that make the Disney theme parks different from everywhere else. It makes them different from Universal and SeaWorld and Busch Gardens and Legoland and these other theme park companies. It makes them different because they go above and beyond, because they care about cleanliness, because they care about sight lines and everything like that. All right. So when they don't care, then then I have to go in and then I have to jump in and say, look, you know better than this. You know better than this. You are Disney. You know better than this. Fix it. All right. So, but, But there you are, all right? So, but there you are. There's your news for this Wednesday. If you like this video, please hit that like button. Please subscribe to this channel for more content. I thank you guys very much for watching this video. I will see you right back here on Friday for Friday's news show. Until then, y'all keep each other safe and healthy. And remember that tomorrow is just a dream away.